Hey again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and I am back from my sourcing / vacation trip. It's Monday afternoon. We got home late, about 10:30 last night from the trip back, and just had a crazy busy morning. Friday, now I put my store on vacation Sunday of last week. So my sales just plummeted, of course. I think Monday I sold one thing. So by Friday, I leave it open so that people can buy it, but they see that I'm not going to be shipping until today. So Friday, I had like 27 sales, which is really slow for me, but expected. But I went ahead Friday and turned the vacation settings off, and then turned Facebook, Bonanza, Mercari, Plush, Etsy, all of them back on regular. And this morning I had to ship a little over 60 items on, I think, every platform, but nothing for Etsy or Bonanza, but everybody else I had something for. So it makes up for the really slow week. But I'm okay with that because I was on vacation, spending time with family, and then doing a little sourcing. Friday it snowed, so we left Monday afternoon, stopped in Nashville on Monday evening. I sent you guys a picture of that. And then we stayed in a hotel. Tuesday we got up and drove to St. Louis, hit each of the bins one time, and then went on to Robert's mom's house. And then Wednesday and Thursday we got up, and Robert and I spent the whole day sourcing back and forth between the two outlets. But Friday we woke up and there was snow, so we just decided to stay put, play games all day, have fun with family, eat, and eat. And then Saturday we just kind of decided, we're good. So we just finished out, and then we left yesterday morning. So it's time to get back to reality. I went ahead. This what sold video is going to include the weekend before we left, which was March 4th, Friday, all the way through Thursday of this week, because the sales were so slow. I thought I'll just do one video for the whole 7 days. And then, of course, this weekend I had really good sales. So for this time of the year, I did sell, let's see, I don't show them on here. I did have 8 clothing sales plus the one on Plush, which I am going to show because it's Plush and I'm just getting started in that. I did spend Friday and Saturday doing a whole lot of cross listing to Plush, Mercari, Facebook, and well, no, I didn't do any Etsy. So probably at least maybe 50 to 100 on each one. That's the beauty of List Perfectly. You know, a lot of times I can click everything through on my active list that I want to cross list, and I can do Mercari and Facebook at the same time because I sell similar stuff on those two platforms. I'm kind of sort of still focusing on my clothes for Poshmark, and I don't put clothes anywhere else yet. So that's what I did. I still worked, but we just didn't go sourcing. I've got so many treasures to share with you guys, though. It was an amazing trip. Just a whole lot of treasures and a whole lot of bread and butter. So, all right, let me get started on this. All right, so again, this is for March 4th through March 10th. And then I'll do another video for this past weekend since, you know, I did relatively well, plus all the other platforms were open again. But this time period, I'm showing you eBay, Facebook, Bonanza, Etsy, and then I still had another Posh. So I've done 3 Poshmarks, which is really good because I don't have very much listed there, I think. All right, first one. This is tie pluffies. This is one of the ties that I will always pick up. No questions asked. I do really well with them. They do not stick around, especially when they have the paper tags. But I did take a best offer of $17 on this one. I'm still all about getting stuff moving, just get it going, especially when, you know, I've got a quarter or 50 cents, $1 usually at the most for most plush that I sell. This was a vintage baby crib sheet. I picked up, I think 3 or 4 at an estate sale. I want to say I paid a quarter or 50 cents for them. I did end up selling this one for best offer of $11. I think I have sold out on all of them now. Definitely keep your eyes open for the vintage baby crib sheets, especially when they have these little cute designs on them. This was, I'm selling a lot of rabbits right now. Obviously, Easter is coming up on us. This is Kelly Toy from 2017. This one is a gray rabbit, and it sold for $13.45. Also, if you're new to my channel or this is your first time watching, I do not offer free shipping, so this sold for $13.45 plus the buyer paid shipping. And then this rabbit looks very similar, but it was totally different buyer. This one sold for $11.66. These are, I bought a big bunch of Fisher-Price Chunky Little People. This was part of that lot. I sold these 2 cars. They go to the carnival ride for $7.15. Tie beanie, especially some of the character plush, they do quite well. I ended up taking a best offer of $10 for this one, but she was an international sale, so definitely I'm moving stuff. This was a Christmas frog plush from TB Trading Company. It sold for $17.95. Christmas is still selling. These next 2 were from one buyer. It was actually a lot of 3. The 3 items sold for $49.35. It included this Ambien plush doll. These are all pharmaceutical company rep promotional items. If she was in rough condition, if she'd have been better, there were some that were selling for about $30 if they were still like sealed in the bag. And then I sold 2 of these stomachs. These are from Prevacid. This person bought the last 2 that I had. I think originally I had 4 or 5 of them. But these, so all 3 of these were $49.35. I just sold this recently in a haul, probably from our sourcing trip. This was the gopher from Winnie the Pooh. It is a Mattel plush, and it sold for a best offer of $8. Yes, I picked this up at an estate sale. I want to say like 2 weekends ago, and I don't even think I've shown you the haul yet for it. This though is from Presto. It is called a chick-in fryer. It's not an electric one, it's a stovetop version. These are very popular, and the sell-through rate is ridiculous. As soon as these get listed, they basically sell, which is what happened with mine. It sold for $62.95, and I'm pretty sure I paid $5 at an estate sale. This also was from the online high-bid estate sale that I purchased last year. I've sold hundreds and hundreds of items from that. This was, again, it was all, a lot of it was for advertising plush and items. I had a whole lot of pharmaceutical type stuff, which is also what those other items were from, the Ambien and the stomachs. This was just a coffee mug for Luvox drugs, and this person kept sending me low offers, and I'd counter offer, and finally at one point I guess they realized I wasn't going to go as low as they wanted. They had already expired out as far as offers, so she went ahead and sent me saying would I go ahead and accept or send her the $30 offer that I had sent her the last time, and I did, and she purchased it. Definitely keep your eyes out. Not all coffee mugs that have pharmaceutical promotions on it do well, but I have sold Ambien and a couple of other ones for over $100. So definitely check the comps when you find coffee mugs. Even this one, $30 for a coffee mug. This was from our sourcing trip the last time we went to St. Louis. I found a whole bunch of Little People stuff. A lot of it was from some of the Christmas sets. I went ahead and split most of it up into individual items. That way buyers who are missing a piece or just want a particular piece for their set can purchase them that way. I did sell this musical sleigh for $17.95. These are IKEA Plush, two little goats. I think the girl was a little bit harder to find because the buyer sent me a message saying that she has been looking for the girl for a while. But I did have the set, and they sold for $22.45. I picked up a bunch of these Burger King Pokeballs at an estate sale last year. I paid $1/4 each, and I mean a huge bag of them, and I have consistently gotten like $15 and up. I sold quite a few on Facebook Marketplace. I'm down to probably maybe 6 or 8 of them left, but this one sold for $17.95. This also was just recently in a haul from an estate sale that we went to probably like 2 weekends ago, the same place that the chicken fryer came from. I bought a crock pot, one of the old round ones with the heavy crock inside, because this was in it. It was $5 for all of it, but these are what you need to be looking for. And I find them once in a while outside of the crock pot all by themselves, but almost always when you're going into estate sales, they've set this inside of it. This is like a bread or cake pan that you can use inside of the round old crock pots. And there's a wire rack also that went with it. I separated the two. I listed the crock separately, or crock pot, and then this. But this sold almost immediately for $17.95. This is from the sourcing trip last time to St. Louis. A whole bunch of Disney Little People. This Tinkerbell figure was in there. I did do like a lot of the Mickey Mouse stuff. I put them in small lots, but I sold like just the the Donald and a popcorn thing and a little boy for $30-some. And then I sold Mickey with a little train and a little boy for $30. And Tinkerbell, I ended up taking a best offer of $20 for. Again, here's another one of the Thai Pluffies. This one is Pammy the Penguin. I had 2 of these that have sold probably like in the last month. I did take a best offer of $13 for her. This is a Cloud Bee Rabbit plush. I think these might be sold at like Target, maybe Walmart. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while. We don't have little kids anymore to walk through the toy department, so I'm kind of out of it as far as what currently is in the stores, what brands are in the stores. I need to do that. Just walk through and see what labels are on the plush in Walmart or Target. We don't have a Target in our town, so it'd have to be when I go somewhere else. But this was a large 21-inch rabbit, and it sold for $22.45. Vintage Care Bears. I love them. I probably have said this 100 times to you guys, but when my oldest was born, now he's in his upper 30s, let's just say that. I have a picture of him in black and white. He was born a month early, and he's nestled between a whole bunch of Care Bears. And I mean, he's smaller than the Care Bears because he was so little, but it's like my all-time favorite picture of him. But back to the Care Bears. It sold for best offer of $9. A lot of times with the Care Bears, I've said this before too, don't mail them in poly bags. They're very stiff, and they could get misshapen. They're almost always going to be over a pound anyway. Just put them in the shoebox and ship them priority. But also, I always make sure I take a picture of the heart on the tush, because this one showed paint wear to the heart, and then like the tag, my tag was very faded. So I put all of that in. I probably could get a little bit more if he was in better condition. This is Spark Create Imagine. Love that brand. This is one of the rabbits that are chime. I'm pretty sure this was one of the ones that I went to a thrift store and bought. It was Fill-A-Bag, and somebody had brought a bunch of the Spark Create Imagines over there, and I grabbed them all. And so I've got just pennies in each of these. But this Spark Create sold for $12.55. This was from the online estate sale. I've had 2 lots of these. This is the complete set of 7. And then I had another set that was, no, this is 7. I think the original set had 8. I did have this high. I was the only one on here that had large lots of these. But I ended up selling this for $15.25 offer. It was taking up a whole lot of space. And it's just time to go. These are vintage Fisher-Price Little People. I picked them up, and a lot of times I set them aside. Like right now I've got 2 more lambs or sheep that I'll wait till I have a few more to go with it, and then I'll make a small lot. This one did sell for the $22.45. These next 2 went to one buyer. They made offers on 2 of my Pound Puppy lots. This one actually had one of the larger pigs and a horse in it. And then this one was 2 puppies and a cat. And for all of the lots, they paid $20 plus shipping. I like to find these, but I usually put them in small lots. I think maybe 2 weeks ago in one of my What Solds, I showed a lot of these where somebody only wanted 1 item out of it. And I think I sold the 1 horse for $12. And then I think these are the leftovers from that lot, and they've already sold again. I picked this up at an estate sale. I probably paid $0.25 or 50 cents for it, but it was a sealed Cabbage Patch Kids calendar from 1985. I figure somebody might either want it for their Cabbage Patch collection, or maybe they're going to take the pictures out and frame them. I'm not sure, but I ended up selling it for $8.96. This is Peter Popper Press. I tend to buy a lot of Plush that a lot of times they'll have like a publishing company on the label, and I know that it probably goes with a book. So I pick them up all the time. This was just a little 5.5-inch dinosaur plush. I think I got this at the Goodwill bins in Asheville the last time I was there, and it sold for $8.96. A lot of times preschool teachers, librarians like to buy these to go with the books that they have. These next 3 were also bought from one buyer. She sent me offers on each set only for the combined shipping. She made the offer of what it was actually on sale for at the time, so she made $11.66. I had bought a bunch of these cups at the Goodwill retail store in Asheville. I paid 50 cents each for them. I had 3 different lots, and she wanted me to combine the shipping on all of them. So a total, she paid $34.98, and then I did combine shipping for her, but she got 2 of these. They're thermoware. They're like the plastic cups, but these had like a wood grain faux thing on the bottom here, and these 2 were coffee cups, and then I had a tall tumbler with a coffee cup. And then I had 2 of the tall tumblers. I just had bought a bunch of them, and I just decided I'll put them in different lots, and whatever sells, I might readjust things, but they ended up all selling pretty quickly. So I think I had one more lot of one of them, and I just decided to go ahead and send her the other 2 cups to go with this, so that, you know, they're all sold out now. More space for more stuff, right? These are Baby Aurora Rattle Plush, real little, 6 inches. I pick up almost all things that are baby rattle type plush. This one sold for $8.96. This, I got a bunch of these in my high bid auction. I was thrilled. I made a large lot, thinking somebody would want to pay to have an instant collection, and I held on to it probably throughout most of last year and just decided to go ahead and take it down and list each one of them separately, and they've been selling. I did end up selling just this one for $15 best offer. But these are Hasbro glow worms, but many of them came through a Wendy's kids meal. I'm all tongue-tied. A Wendy's kids meal thing. And I had some extra bags that showed that they were from Wendy's, and I just picked the ones that were in the nicer condition to put with the bags. But I didn't have bags for all of them. And some of them were still sealed. I picked this up at, I'm pretty sure this was from our sourcing trip last time to St. Louis. I love to pick up just little figures. This is from Safari Limited. At first I thought it was Steve Irwin's daughter, but it wasn't. It's just Safari Limited. It's just a zookeeper with her monkeys. But doesn't it look like her? And it sold relatively quickly, within a week, for $7.15. This next item is a Tony Little Easy Shaper exercise piece of equipment. It was some kind of bar. Robert bought this at an estate sale. I want to say we paid $3 for it. But when I looked at the exercise bar, I think you can see it here in this picture. It had these rubber bands. And to me, I was just concerned that maybe they hadn't been stored properly, and if they were to like break, somebody could get hurt. So I just decided I was not going to sell it. So all of this stuff was still sealed. It's the DVD and the user's manual and stuff like that, the quick reference type stuff for this exercise bar. It's been listed probably less than a year, but I ended up selling these for $26.95. Just be careful when you're buying some of these older exercise things, especially if they have bands. This is a gunned spunky dog plush. These are one of the itty bitty 4-inch. Had a little rattle inside of it. It sold for $8.96. I have a cheat sheet right here because not always what here is what it actually sold for. These actually were an international sale. These are the Tie Beanie Pinkies. They were just cute. I wanted to go ahead and just keep the two of them together because I didn't think selling one or the other. I think one of them wasn't worth as much as the other. So just put them together, right? And they sold for best offer of $8. This is Kids of America. This was a talking plush. It sold for $17.95. I think it was an international sale also. This is Curiosityville Pablo Green Frog plush. I think we picked this up at the bins the last trip, and he sold for $17.95. This is Disney Lilo and Stitch plush. This is Stitch as Elvis. This was a viewer purchase, so thank you very much, Sherry. She paid $11.66 for him. And he went out this morning. This is a Walmart plush. I love Walmart plush. You probably won't hear very many resellers say that, but I just love the older stuff, the quality, just the cuteness factor, all of it. This was just a little round 5-inch ball chick. And it sold for $17.95. This was from Walgreens. I do really well with a lot of this. I think maybe they were specifically for Walgreens, so it's limited. It's not like a Walmart where mass produced. I don't know. This was a 22-inch koala bear with its hugging its little baby, and it sold for $22.45. These Pillsbury Doughboys were in a larger lot that I picked up at an estate sale last year. I bought a whole bunch of stuff that was Pillsbury Doughboy. Cookie jars, just different things. Placemats, hand towels. In this original lot, I had put 2 large, still sealed in their bags, giggling Pillsbury Doughboy dude. Somebody asked if there was any way I would check them because she had purchased, I think, 2 of them already, and when she got them still sealed in the bag, they had corroded. The batteries were extremely corroded and it wasn't going to work. So I decided to end my listings, and lo and behold, both of the Plush that were in there had corroded batteries. Not sure why. This other one, I think one of these does still make sounds, and it's like the smaller one does better. It had the internal battery and it was fine, but the large ones, be really careful if you buy them and they're still sealed, because more than likely the batteries are going to be corroded. So I separated these out, relisted them, and let's see, they sold for $17.95. This, I went to a yard sale. I think it was one of those, there was divorce involved, and they were just selling off everything. It just kind of was sad. The prices were up there. I did pay $8. I got 2 of these Cuddle and Kind knit rabbits. Identical. Paid $8 each. Now, y'all know I don't pay that much for most plush. But comps seem to be showing that, you know, there was still money to be made. I've had them listed for a while. I got a best offer of $30 for it, and I went ahead and sold this one for $30. This is a Carter's Lovey. All things Lovey I pick up. A lot of times these type Loveys, they have a satiny back on them, and usually they have snags or some wear, and I just always put that in there. It does not slow down sales for them. People are just replacing ones or having backup ones. But he did sell for $8.96. And then these last 2 are my big sales for that time period. This first one, this was from my online estate sale from HiBid also. There was just a whole bunch, as I've been going through stuff, finding these little advertising, just things that have pharmaceutical company names on it. You know, here you see Bextra, Axert, Elmiron, Lantus. I think that one's Pfizer. That ain't even the first picture. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know why Pfizer dude is all backwards. Oh, somehow my pictures got mixed up. And so I just decided to put these all together, and they sold within a week for the $44.95. And I've got more. I just need to keep going through the leftovers of this stuff and just make small lots. And then these plates. These I've had forever, and now all of a sudden I've sold a few of them. This is Sakura Sonoma Excel dinner plates. I have the salad plates and some bowls and cups still. But somebody bought all 5 of these. They paid $54.75 for the 5 plates. So that was an excellent sale. I'm way into the profit on that. And then these next 5 are other platforms. This first one is Fisher-Price Little People. Sold it for $4 on Facebook Marketplace. And then 2 Bonanza orders. This is Raffler. It is this wrinkly dog. I have probably found it, I don't know, 5 or more times, and it always sells relatively quickly. This is, I always put the word wrinkles in there. And let me see if I can show you the tag. It says Plush Puppy there. Oh. Yeah, right there. C. Raffler Limited, 1986. Sold it on Bonanza for $14.95. And then this is Fisher-Price Octonauts. It's just the Gut Bee Submarine. Sold it for $7.95. And then on Etsy, I sold this rabbit. It's from Commonwealth from 1991. Sold it for $26.95. And then my second Posh sale was for these Express photographer pants, and they sold for $13. All right, I think that's all I had to share with you. I'm going to do another what sold later this week for just this past weekend. I had quite a few sales, which was excellent, especially after such a slow vacation week. All right, bye.